Okay, we're gonna read Squirrels using snakeskin. Okay, these are two passages that are related. So, first, I'm gonna read the first passage and I'm gonna answer the questions for that passage. I'm not gonna read both of them back to back because I'm gonna be confused. So, passage number one and then the questions for that. Let's begin. Squirrels using a snakeskin. And by looking at this title and the photograph right here, this is an informational. I can infer that this is an informational text. It says a squirrel chewing on a snakeskin. Ew, that's gross. Okay, let's read number one. Squirrels are common in many parts of the United States. Yes, in Texas we have a lot. Scientists have recently discovered something very strange about squirrels. They like to chew rattlesnake skin. I am going to highlight this because this is related to my photo. Rattlesnakes, like other snakes, outgrow their skin and shed it. They change skins, I know that. Some squirrels not only search for a piece of rattlesnake skin to chew, they also smear the chew up snake skin all over themselves. Smears is like rub. They rub it. Okay? What could be the reason for this behavior? I can think that maybe they want to camouflage their scent or something like that. Or maybe they are just itchy. I don't know. But this is important. You're reading, the author asks you a question. The question is there for you to reflect and engage and think about what you're reading. So you have to do that. So paragraph number one is about squirrels eating rattlesnake skin and rubbing it. Okay? Number two. Scientists suggested several possible explanations. Okay, I'm going to highlight explanations because this paragraph is going to tell me some explanations about why they do what they do. Some scientists thought that male squirrels, which are more aggressive than female squirrels, rub the snake skin on their bodies to male. I was right. They rub the snake skin on their bodies to smell like rattlesnakes. Scent is the smell, okay? The perfume. The scent might then scare away other male squirrels. That makes sense? All right. I'm going to draw a surprise face over here. That's me. Oh, okay. 3. A second idea. So this is explanation 1. Explanation 2 is paragraph 3. A second idea was that the squirrels might use a snakeskin odor to ward off fleas. Okay, again, they rub it to scare away the fleas. But when scientists conducted an experiment to test this explanation, they found that fleas did not avoid squirrels that had rattlesnake scent on their bodies. So this was wrong. This idea was wrong. They tried it and in an experiment, and it was not okay. It was wrong. It proved to be wrong. Okay, explanation number 3. Scientists also suggested that squirrels might use the rattlesnake odor to avoid being eaten by rattlesnakes. Oh, of course, because they're gonna smell just like them. They're not gonna eat them. Okay, that is explanation 3. Adult squirrels have a special protein in their blood that makes a rattlesnake's poisonous bite harmless to them. When they are adults, it's harmless. But young squirrels can die if bitten by a rattlesnake. Female squirrels protect their young and share burrows with them. Therefore, scientists suggested that female squirrels and young squirrels chew on rattleskin and spread its scent on their bodies as protection. Okay, protection from snakes. A snake might be less likely to attack a squirrel that smells like another snake. One scientist, Barbara Klukas, I'm going to highlight this name, I'm sure they're going to ask for that, decided to test these theories. Theories are like the ideas, okay? By observing a group of squirrels at a nature preserve. To tell the squirrels apart, she marked each one with a number by using black hair dye. Klukas noted the ages of the squirrels and whether they were male or female, boy or girl. Next, she released the squirrels and set out pieces of shed rattlesnake skin. Then she hid and filmed the results. She timed how long each squirrel stayed to chew up the snake skin. Then she watched as the squirrel rubbed a mixture of saliva and rattle skin on itself. That is interesting. So I'm going to write down here, this is the experiment. I'm writing in the computer, so it's hard for me, but I wanted to write down next to paragraph 5, experiment. So if there is a question about the experiment, I can go back to it super fast. 6. Klukas found that female squirrels and young squirrels took the most time performing these activities. So, female and the young. Why would they spend more time doing that? Because they want to be protected. Her observations support the idea that the squirrels have been using the snake skin for protection. Here we go. For protection against rattlesnakes. Klukas believes that the scent of the snake skin works as a disguise. Okay? The snakes typically have a strong sense of smell. So, if a hungry snake detects the smell of a rattlesnake in a burrow, the snake will leave that burrow alone, even if that snake is really a sneaky squirrel. They're going to ask me for the word detect. Detect. I can use my dictionary, okay? And detect means if a hungry snake finds the smell, what else can I replace it with? So if a hungry snake catches the smell, okay? So whenever I have to do this while I'm reading, because they're gonna ask me for the word and I will know for sure the answer. It's gonna be easier for me. Okay, I'm gonna skip the second passage because now that I have read about the squirrels, I can answer those questions first. And I'm gonna make sure I am answering the questions for the passage I just read. 23 to 24, that was the page. And I'm gonna answer questions 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28, up to there. Okay, I'm going to answer 5 questions about that passage. Be very careful. You got to read the instructions in the rectangle. 24. The author wrote this selection most likely to, and I'm going to remember that I have author's purpose, persuade, inform, entertain. Pie, like in Spanish. Persuade, they want to convince me. Inform, they want to give me information. Entertain, it's just like stories to have fun. So I guess this article is giving me information. So it has to do something with information. Now I'm going to read my choices right here. Inform readers, I have to read all the sentence. Don't just choose that one because. Inform readers of the differences between squirrels and snakes. No, it's not telling me about the differences. It's talking about the squirrels and what they do with the snake skin. G, explain efforts to understand an unusual squirrel behavior. Explain why the squirrel behaves like that. That could be. It's trying to explain why they chew on the snake skin and why they rub on it. H. Encourage readers to investigate. No, they're not telling me to investigate, or they don't want to convince me to do that. J. Tell readers about a special squirrel and its diet. Okay, is this about a special squirrel and what it eats? All of the things that it eats? This was the distractor. It's not about a special squirrel and what it eats. It's about what they do, to explain what they do. They have theories and ideas, and we wrote down 1, 2, 3. Okay? If you go back to the passage, you have here the title, Squirrels Using a Snakeskin to Chew and to Rub on It. And we have 1, 2, 3. We have 3 explanations. So, the purpose is to explain efforts to understand an unusual squirrel behavior because it's not normal, it's not common. Okay? 25. Paragraphs 2 through 4 are mainly about, I have no idea, I need to check. 2 through 4. Oh, I marked it. I wrote down 1, 2, 3 because those are the explanations of why they do what they do. Okay, now that I know, I need to read my choices. A special protein. What? Is that about a protein? The adult squirrels have in their bodies? No. How female squirrels use the snake skins to protect themselves. Okay, my theory number 1 says they rub the snake skins on their bodies to smell like rattlesnakes, to ward off fleas, and to avoid being eaten by rattlesnakes. So no, it's not about the female squirrel. It's actually all of them. I'm sorry. It's actually all of them, so no. How fleas can be avoided. Oh, it actually says that it doesn't work. Okay? Possible reasons that squirrels spread snakeskin on their bodies. Yes. How many reasons? They gave us 3 different reasons. So this is my correct answer. Possible reasons. Why? Why they do what they do? Why are they doing that? Well, they gave us 3 choices, options, or ideas. 26. Kluge's observations contribute to the understanding of why squirrels use snakeskins by... Okay, let me go back to the doctor. I think it's a doctor scientist, or I have no idea. Kluge. Okay? What did she say? What did she explain? And I have paragraph 5. That's why we wrote down experiment and we highlighted the name. Remember I told you they were going to ask us about that? So she has a theories. She made an experiment. She marked the squirrels. She released them. She placed some snake skins around, and she filmed them. And she observed that the females and the youngs are the ones that spend more time chewing and rubbing the snake skin on their bodies. Okay, that's it. That's what she said. And then she came to a conclusion. She says that they do that to be protected. Let me underline that. Aquí está. Here it is. I'm sorry, I spoke Spanish. For protection against rattlesnakes. That's what her conclusion, okay, of her experiment. So now that I have an idea, I can read my choices right here. So, Kluge's observations contribute to understanding of why squirrels use snakeskins by providing support for one of the theories presented by scientists. Well, she did prove one of the theories that they did that to be protected. Let's find out about letter G. Proving that male squirrels are more aggressive. No. This is totally wrong. The experiment had nothing to do with that. H, suggesting that young squirrels do not know how to apply two skins. No, this is totally wrong because they do know. No. So I got two that are totally wrong. J, explaining why adult squirrels have a special protein. Really? The experiment was not about that. Yay, I found my correct answer. Providing support for one of the theories presented. What was one of the theories? That they rub it so they can be protected from being eaten by rattlesnakes. Question 27. In paragraph 6, the word detect means, let's go back. Let me move this around. Oh, no, it's right here. Paragraph 6. Let me move it up. Put my question here. Perfect. If a hungry snake detects the smell of a rattlesnake, so I wrote down detect, finds, catches. Okay? Let me write a sentence. So I'm going to write down a hungry snake detects the smell. And I'm going to plug it in. So, a hungry snake dislikes the smell of a rattlesnake. No, well, you may say that it's this, she will dislike it, but I don't know. A hungry snake expects the smell. No, she doesn't expect it. A hungry snake discovers the smell. That could be it. She can discover it. A hungry snake ignores the smell. No, she doesn't ignore it. Okay, guys, I got two. Dislikes or discovers. And I wrote down finds. Which one is similar to find? Yes, you are right. Discover is similar to find, not dislike. What if a hungry snake discovers the smell? That's correct. And we have the summary. And for this one, the summary, remember it should have beginning, middle, end, which is the theories and the experiment of the doctor and the conclusion, remember? And no details. So let's see. I'm going to use the highlighter instead, yellow. And if you want to take a break and after reading each choice, you may do so. Because if you just read them all together at once, it's going to be confusing. Letter F. Scientists have discovered that some squirrels chew rattlesnake skin and apply it to themselves. That's okay. There are several possible explanations for this behavior. That's okay. Barbara Klukas conducted a study using a group of squirrels and discovered that it is likely that female squirrels and young squirrels use snake skin as protection against rattlesnakes. I'm gonna mark it because it seems to have everything, although it's not telling us about the other possibilities. The other theories, the other explanations, right? It's not saying that. But it looks very good. Yeah. So let's see letter G. That's why you mark it whenever you say, this is possible. Mark it. No, don't choose it just yet. G. Some squirrels have an unusual habit of chewing rattlesnake skin and applying it to their fur for protection. Well, that could be. Let me mark it. Scientists have discovered that adult squirrels do not need protection from rattlesnake venom. However, female and young squirrels chew and apply rattlesnake skin to their bodies. Guys, this one sounds very good, but this is one thing that it doesn't have. The name. Remember I highlighted the name in the passage? It's there for a reason. This one doesn't have the name. This one cannot be. Doesn't have the name of that. It's not mentioning the scientist, investigator, the researcher. So It's not complete. It looked very good, but it's not complete. H. Scientists develop a few theories to explain why squirrels chew rattlesnake skin and apply it to their fur. Barbara Klukas studied squirrels to find the answer. She numbered each squirrel in the study by using black hair dye. And this is a detail. And it doesn't have the final explanation. It doesn't have the ending. That can be it. Okay? We don't need to know that she numbered the squirrels and she released them and then she videotaped them. And no. Okay? J. Some squirrels are known to look for the skin that rattlesnakes leave behind when they shed. This is a detail. Once the squirrels find the skin, they chew it up. Okay, these are details too. Chew it up, spit it out, and put it on their fur. Ew, that's a detail. Scientists wonder about this behavior and have some possible explanations, but they don't tell you the explanations. All of these are details. No. So the best choice is the first one. Okay? Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to read my second passage. A clever use of coconuts. And as I read, I'm going to try to think how this is related to the behavior of the squirrels, which was the first article. It says an octopus hiding inside a coconut shell. I'm looking at the picture right here and I'm reading the caption right there. An octopus hiding. Okay, guys. The squirrel is trying to be protected by rubbing the rattlesnake skin on its fur so she could be protected. How does that relate to an octopus hiding inside a coconut shell? Does it want to be protected? I think I found my answer. That's how they connect. It's animals that behave in a way that they camouflage or protect from predators. Okay, I'm gonna read. The octopus, with its 8 arms, 2 big eyes, and a beak, is an amazing creature. Scientists have long known that octopuses are intelligent. I'm gonna highlight that because they are. But until recently, they did not realize just how smart octopuses really are. Number 2. Octopuses have different ways to escape their enemies. Ooh, okay, different ways. They're gonna tell me about that. Sometimes they squirt ink. That's one way. The ink clouds the ocean water and makes the octopuses difficult to locate. Octopuses also have the ability to change the color of their bodies. Ooh, camouflage. To match the color of their surroundings. Remember, surrounding means everything that is around. Enemies swim right by octopuses without noticing them. Octopuses can also squeeze into very tight places for protection. And yes, they can do that. So you have 3 different ways. Squirt ink, change the color of their bodies, or squeeze into a tiny, tiny place. 3. While diving in the ocean, scientists were surprised to see octopuses use another way to protect themselves. Oh, there's another explanation. They witnessed some small octopuses moving coconut halves across the ocean floor. How interesting is that? And that's the picture right here. The scientists followed the octopuses and were surprised to discover that the creatures were stacking the coconut shells in a pile. Yes, they're smart. When an octopus thought it was in danger, it raced back to the shells. Then it got 2 shell halves and hid inside. Oh my God, they are so clever. They were inside the coconut. It got 2 shell halves and hid inside them by pulling one on top of the other. Because coconut shells are very hard on the outside, the creature was able to create a safe armored ball that protected it from danger. Armored ball, it's like an armor, okay? Like a shield. Scientists believe that this behavior demonstrates that octopuses are tool users. That is so cool. Crabs also use shell for protection. Okay, this one is talking, I'm going to use my glue. This one is talking about crabs, not octopuses, okay? Crabs also use shells for protection, but scientists don't consider crabs tool users. These creatures can pick up shells and hide in them, but octopuses can carry the shells to another spot. This is the important thing, okay? Scientists argue that the transportation of the shells indicates that octopuses can think ahead about how they will use the shells later. That is so true. There's like, let me get this, I might use it, I'm gonna take it home with me. Of course. And they're gonna ask for the word indicates. So I'm going to replace it for words that I know. Scientists argue that the transportation of the shells that octopuses can think ahead. Scientists argue that the transportation of the shells tell us that octopuses can think ahead about. Indicates, they can tell us, they can show us, okay? They can explain why, explain to us that octopuses can think. Okay, now I have 3 words, okay? So paragraph 4 is telling us it's a compare and contrast, because it's comparing and contrasting crabs with octopuses, but the behavior that they have, okay? And number 5, besides humans, chimpanzees and some birds are the most common tool users. I'm going to use my green. So they are saying that octopuses are also tool users. They are using the coconut hulls as tools to protect themselves. But now scientists have placed octopuses with the animals that are intelligent enough to use tools. Clearly, octopuses are among the smartest animals in the world, and that's what the author believes, and I believe it as well. Now that I'm done, I'm gonna go to my questions. I'm gonna look for my questions. I am going to read my rectangle. A clever use of coconuts. That's what I read. And I'm gonna answer questions 29 to 32. So 2 pages of questions, so 4 questions for these. In paragraph 4, the word indicate means, I don't know, let me go back. Paragraph 4, it's right here. Scientists argue that the transportation of the shells, so I'm going to write it down. I don't have to write the whole sentence, just enough that makes sense. So I can say the transportations of the transportation of the shells indicates that octopuses can think. Okay, I'm writing in the computer, so it's hard. I'm gonna do plug it in. The transportation of the shells suggests, that the octopuses can think. That could be. The transportation of the shells depends, that the octopuses can think. The transportation of the shells helps that the octopuses can think. No, it doesn't help. The transportation of the shells decides that the octopuses can think. No, the transportation of the shells does not decide. The transportation of the shells suggests that the octopuses can think. Okay? 30. The fact that the octopuses sometimes move coconut shells from one place to another is important because it suggests, and I'm going to go back to my text because it's actually in the same paragraph 4, because it says these creatures can pick up shells and hide in them, but octopuses can carry shells to another spot. And I highlighted it. Scientists argue that the transportation of the shells indicates that the octopuses can think. Actually, my question there is related to what I just did. It's telling you that the octopuses can think ahead. They can plan. Okay? Now that I know and I check my passage, I can read my choices. So what does it suggest? What does it mean that they can carry those things where they live, back to where they live? Are more intelligent than some birds? Not necessarily. Are able to plan for future needs? And if you go back to the passage, it says right here, think ahead. This means plan. How will they use them later? Think ahead, plan. Are able to plan for the future, right? Relocate their new homes often. No, they don't live there. J. May find other types of shells to use in the future. No, they are using the coconut shells, which means they are able to plan for future needs. Okay, next question. The purpose of the selection is to, remember, persuade, inform, entertain. I am given information. Okay? They're not trying to convince me of anything, and they're not trying just to make me have a good time. They're giving me information. It has to do something with information. Compare octopuses with other animals that are also tool users. You may think so. I'm going to mark it because they did compare with crabs, but I'm not so sure. Letter B. Describe an octopus that was hiding. No. They're not describing an octopus that was hiding in a coconut shell. No. Provide readers with facts about the intelligence of octopuses. That could be it. It's not an opinion, it's fact. Although, I'm not sure. I'm going to mark it. Letter D. Encourage readers to learn more about interesting sea creatures. No. At the end, it says, clearly, octopuses are among the smartest animals in the world. They don't want me to keep investigating. So no, okay. I got the two that are wrong, and I have letter A and letter C as possible answers. I'm going to read them again. Compare octopuses with other animals that are also tool users. I think that one is a distractor because the main point is not comparing the octopuses. It's telling us, showing us, informing us that octopuses are smart because they carry those coconut shells back to where they live, and then they pile them up and they are planning ahead. So the main idea is not about comparing the octopuses to other animals that are also tool users. So that cannot be. That was a distractor. This is the distractor. Provide readers with facts about intelligence. Yes, they're saying octopuses are intelligent because they use the ink and they can protect themselves, they camouflage, and they can squeeze in very tiny spots, but also they can plan ahead and they can think about the future and what they will need. So letter C. I'm going to use the right one. Letter C is the best choice. 32. The photograph is included with the selection most likely to, and I need to go back to my photo. My photo is right here, and the photograph shows an octopus hiding inside a coconut shell. Remember that, well, you can see the octopus. Hey, looks so tiny. And the coconut half, I guess before they took the photo, they opened up the coconut. Okay, the photograph is included with the selection, most likely true, so you can see it. What, right? So I can see. It has to do something with that. Show how many arms an octopus has. No, it's not talking about that because the caption says an octopus hiding, not the arms of the octopus. Okay? Demonstrate how an octopus puts shell halves together. Yes, that could be it. Show why octopuses need to hide. No, because the photo doesn't show the enemies. So that can't be. J. Illustrate how an octopus can fit inside a coconut shell. And this could be too because it's illustrate means to see how an octopus can fit. So we can see it, we can visualize it. Now I have found the distractor and the correct answer, okay, for my question 32. So which one is best? To demonstrate how an octopus put the shells halves together. Does the photo show us the action of the octopus getting in the coconut half? No, right? Octopus puts the shell halves together. No, it doesn't. To illustrate how the octopus can fit, yes, this is the best choice. It shows us, so we can see, how it can hide inside. Okay, my last 4 questions. I have to compare and contrast both as passages. And I'm going to read my little rectangle with instructions here. 33, so I'm good. I'm comparing those two. What is one difference between the types of animal behavior described in the 2 selections? I'm thinking, okay, so the squirrel rubs the skin to get the scent or the aroma. But the octopus is intelligent because it's thinking ahead. So the key word will be think. The squirrel does it by instinct. It's in its nature. All the squirrels do that. Something that they do. It's a behavior. But for the octopus, the article said that they are intelligent. They're comparing it with chimpanzees. They are intelligent because they're planning. So it has to do with thinking and planning and being intelligent. That's one difference. I'm going to read my choices. A. Many animals use a snakeskin for protection. Not really. But only octopuses are known to use shells to protect themselves. Not really. The crabs do it too. So the first part of my sentence A is wrong. The second part of my sentence A is also wrong. That is totally wrong. B. Squirrels have several ways of protecting themselves. No, really? They just can run. The article didn't say that. What they had was several explanations why they rub the skin. That's all. Octopuses have only one way. No, octopuses have different ways to protect themselves. They throw ink, they can squeeze in a tiny spot, they can camouflage and change their skin to camouflage with the environment and the surroundings. So no. Guys, totally wrong, totally wrong. So I got to decide between C and D. C. Scientists understand why squirrels use a snakeskin. Yeah, they do. Okay, that's correct. But research is needed to understand why octopuses use coconut shells. No, it's very clear that they use it to protect themselves. So half of my sentence is right. The second half is wrong. That was a distractor. Let's see if letter D is correct. Squirrels disguise themselves with scent. Scent is aroma, the smell, okay? The smell. And this is correct. But octopuses hide from the view of their enemies. That is correct. Yes, the squirrels disguise their aroma. They don't hide. The octopuses, they do hide. I got my correct answer right here. Okay? 34. 34 says, one similarity. I'm going to highlight that. So I need to look for something that is the same. One similarity between the two selections is that both discuss animals that protect themselves, right? In an unusual way. So let's find out. Use things found in nature to remain safe. That is true. The squirrel uses the snake skin that she finds, and the octopus also uses the coconut that he finds in nature. G, they both need help from humans. That could be true, but it's not what the articles are talking about. H, protect their young. They both protect their young, but it's not what they're talking about. J, are not aware of dangers. Yes, they are aware of the dangers. That's why they are protecting themselves. So letter F is the correct one. Okay. 35. Which of these ideas is found in both selections? Okay, I'm going to highlight both because it means the two of them. Both selections. It has to do with protection. Protection. And a behavior. Okay, oh my goodness, protection. That's a no. A, animals have difficulty finding places to hide. No, it's not about that because the squirrel doesn't hide. B, scientists have many ways of studying animals in their environment. That could be it, but I'm not so sure. C, scientists are continuing to discover unique ways in which animals protect themselves. This one sounds great. Unique ways because it's very, very peculiar that what they do and protect themselves. And if you can see, that's the word that I wrote down. Tool users are the most intelligent animals. Yeah, this is true, but the squirrel is not a tool user. Okay? Just the octopus. So I have B and C, distractor, and correct answer. I'm going to read them again. Scientists have many ways of studying animals in their environment, but it's not about the animals in their environment. It's not about that. It's what they do to be protected. So my best choice is C. Scientists are continuing to discover unique ways in which animals protect themselves. It's very unique that the squirrel rubs its fur in rattlesnake-skin. It's very peculiar, very unique. And it's very peculiar that an octopus carries coconut halves to hide itself. That's very peculiar and unique. 36. Both selections suggest that scientists, okay, let's think, are interested in studying only small animals, not necessarily. Do not completely understand some animal behavior. That could be it because it has the word behavior here. And they are not so sure why they do what they do. Could be, maybe, that's a distractor. I don't know. Okay, next one. Have to use cameras. No, because that would happen only with the squirrels, right? And do not spend much time. No, they do spend a lot of time observing the animals. Found my answer. Do not completely understand. At first they were like, what? Why is the squirrel doing that? Oh, look. Why is the octopus carrying that coconut half? You know? That's my correct answer.